welcome to another episode of College Football Takeover. We are trying out this new setup. I did a short yesterday telling you guys to comment what you thought of it. No one commented anything, so we're just going to try it out for today. Today is that special day. It is the Q&A. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. It's Sunday night. So, college football starts in 6 days. Well, actually, I'm recording this on a Saturday, but it's dropping on a Sunday, of course. But for those of you who put in questions, you guys are probably very, very, very excited. I'm excited. I answered all of them. Got my note sheet right here. It's going to be sensational. But first, let's get to the trivia question of the day. Sorry, I forgot to rip it there. But the trivia question is, the category is dubious distinctions. In 2001, which player had the uninviable achievement of leading the NFL in fumbles? Was it A, Aaron Brooks, B, Tom Brady, C, Kerry Collins, D, Donnie Culpepper, or E, Cordell Sweat? I will repeat the question. The category is dubious distinctions. In 2001, which player led the uninviable achievement of leading the NFL in fumbles? Was it A, Aaron Brooks, B, Tom Brady, C, Kerry Collins, D, Donnie Culpepper, or E, Cordell Stewart? Put your answer in the comments. I'll answer that at the end of the episodes. Yesterday's football birthdays were Mel Hine, Bill Parcells, Randall Cobb, and Wes Chandler. Today's football birthdays are Sonny Jurgensen, Cortez Kendi, Rex Crossman, and Kenny Moore. So happy birthday to the gentlemen. Those are your football birthdays and your football trivia question for Saturday, August 22nd, 2026, and Sunday, August 23rd, 2026. I know, so this is the last weekend without college football, counting week 0. Some of you guys probably don't count week 0, but this is the last weekend without college football, and we're almost through it. And then we just got to get through a school and work week, and then we get college football. But I know you guys are waiting for me to answer your trivia questions, so we're going to get right to it. Question number 1. How do you manage time to watch multiple sports? From Peppa Method Man. Sorry, couldn't pronounce his channel name. Well, to be truly honest, all the sports, I don't talk baseball, I don't talk hockey, I don't talk soccer. For those of you who know the show, you know I do not talk about that. And kind of a thought is, in college football is, to be honest, the only sport I like. I watch all the big games. Like, college football, I know almost everything about the modern college football. Like, I know a lot. College football, Saturday morning, I'm watching College Game Day 8 to 11. I'm watching the 11 a.m. Eastern Time kick. I'm watching all the games except for the late night games, because I'm Central Time. So, to be honest, college football is the only sport I truly follow insanely closely. NFL, I watch the games on Sunday, but not all of them. Don't follow it as closely. The NFL, NBA, kind of just briefly following. College basketball, kind of briefly following. Watch it a bit once college football season's over, because you need something to do on a Saturday. But and then obviously I watch March Madness. I get into NBA come playoff time. I get into it. I follow it. And I used to not really watch the NBA Finals. I truly tried to dive in and watch it this time. But yes, to be truly honest, college football is the only sport where I truly watch, like, all the games, get into it. And then, I mean, school, but I don't really have homework that much. And college football is the only one where I'm doing consistent episodes. So yeah, I don't really have to manage my time that much. I have a lot of time after school. College football's on the weekends. Don't follow NBA, college basketball too closely. NFL I follow, but don't necessarily watch all the games. I do fantasy football, though. So yeah, I kind of can't. There's not really that much time management involved. Question number 2. What is the perfect time slot to watch a college football game? Personally, I'd have to say the Saturday at 4 p.m. slot. Morning errands are done, kick back and fall asleep at halftime, done before dinner. But what does Guy say? That is from Griffin Antle. Thank you for that question. It was a good one. My thought is, I'm going to be controversial here, and I'm going to say, the noon kick, the 11 a.m. Central Time. So, for me, it's 11 a.m. because I'm Central Time. It's called the noon kick, though, but I'm Central Time. A lot of people are like, really? The big game's at 11 a.m.? But it's kind of fun. College game day just ended. The environment. You're feeling college football Saturday. You've been waiting all week to watch a college football game. And then you get food in, and it's just a fun time. You've been waiting a week for this. You just watched college game day, got all excited. You know, there's still plenty of day left. You're still looking forward to the 2:30 kicks, and you just want to get a game in. You just want to watch a game, and you get that at 11 a.m. Central Time. You get the big games, and then just the environments are great at the 11 a.m. kicks. Not saying they aren't on other times, but I'm going to be controversial here. People are tired of seeing big games at the 11 a.m. kick, but when you're super looking forward to a game, I want it to be at 11 a.m. because I've been waiting potentially all season for this game. I want to see it as soon as possible, not having to wait all day. I get it, people like the anticipation and watching the less big games first, but I love the 11 a.m. kick. You're just ready to watch some football. It's 11 a.m., a nice fall morning. Just start your day off. Well, I mean, I start my day off with college game day, but it's just fantastic. The environments are great. You get a game on ABC, which is always fantastic. It's great. But I'd say 2:30 Central Time, so 3:30 Eastern Time. I'd say that is the worst time slot. I would say that it's great and all, but like, I don't know. It's not the prime time. It's like it's the middle slate. We're like the beginning. You're just ready to watch football. Night game. It's like the big prime time game with the prime time environments. So I'd say 2:30 is the worst. Prime time is a fantastic time slot. I love me some prime time football. You are a bit upset that the college football Saturday is almost over, but the sun's down. It's nighttime. It's a Saturday night. College football. There is nothing better. Except for 11 a.m. slot. That is controversial. People are going to blow up the comments for me saying this, but I like the 11 a.m. time slot best. College football is just starting. You get that environment, 11 a.m. Central Time. Great time. Excuse me. Next up, question number 3. This was a part 1 and part 2. Two questions. One from me, one from my girlfriend, and one from my girlfriend. So, we're just going to answer it in parts. We're going to do his question first. He says, Q from me. So question from me. We're from London and newly living in the U.S., so I have no allegiance at all. Help me choose who to root for. Maybe an underdog with an outside chance to get into the playoffs, but perhaps with a couple of likely pros on the roster. What do you think? So that's his question. We'll get to his girlfriend's question later. I think Oklahoma State is the perfect answer for you. I did not put who it was from. I'm sorry. I forgot to put who it was from. But I think for you, I think Oklahoma State's a good team. They're an underdog. They've lost 20 consecutive games against FBS opponents. They went 1-11 last year. But you want an outside playoff shot also? But an underdog? North Texas almost made the playoffs as a group of 5 team last year, and they bring in North Texas' coach Eric Morris because they finally moved on from Mike Gundy. They bring in Drew Messemaker, who led the FBS in passing touchdowns last year. They bring in his top wide receiver target. North Texas was the best offense in college football last year. It was on the group of 5 level, so maybe it won't transition to the Power 4 level. Excuse me, but they had the best offense. Drew Messemaker threw like 31 touchdowns. If he has a good year at Oklahoma State, he can go pro. So that's a likely pro on the roster. Oklahoma State, the Big 12 is a weak conference. No offense, the Big 12 is a pretty weak conference. And then you get the likely pro when Drew Messemaker was the best quarterback in college football. Yes, that was the group of 5 level. Who knows if it can transition into the Power 4. But he's not in the SEC. He's not in the Big 10. Oklahoma State has a very high chance to have a fun offense to watch. Yes, they went 1-11 last year. Yes, they have lost 20 consecutive games against FBS opponents. But This is a completely new team. This is not the Mike Gundy team. This is a completely different team. I think they would be a great underdog. They're going to have fun offense to watch. And they are definitely a dark horse. And if Drew Mastermaker does good, you could see him in the pros. Virginia Tech could maybe. They're kind of a dark horse. The ACC's weak. Bring in James Franklin. He could never win the big games at Penn State. Finally got fired. But he comes in. Maybe they're a dark horse that you could look into. Not the best chance, but they are a dark horse. I made a short on them saying that they are a dark horse. But if you want future NFL talent, go to Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State. That's not really what you're asking. You just want a couple of likely pros and kind of like an underdog, dark horse to make the playoffs. Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio State are not those guys. They are the big dogs in college football. But if you want the likely pros, that's where you go. Just so you know. But I don't think that's exactly what you were wanting. But I think Oklahoma State, Drew Mastermaker, if he's good, could go pro. Fantastic offense, dark horse. I think that's a good one. But now, here's the one from his girlfriend. Question number 3, part 2. Question from Lucy. What team are you most excited to watch this year? That is a good question. Obviously, you gotta look at Ohio State. You gotta look at Ohio State, Vanderbilt, and Iowa. My 3 favorite teams. I love Diego Pavia at Vanderbilt. He's no longer there, and I live in Nashville. I loved him. I predicted them to beat Alabama, so I gotta go with them. Also, I have to go with Ohio State. Been a Buckeye fan since my first year. Loved it when they won the national championship. Loved it when they finally beat Michigan last year. So I got to go with Ohio State. Iowa, I used to live in Iowa. I truly got into Iowa last year. I was heartbroken when they lost to Oregon. I have faith in Kirk Ferentz. I am excited to watch them this year. But other teams that aren't necessarily my 3 favorite teams, excited to see South Carolina with Lenora Sellers. I was high on Lenora Sellers, and he was bad. I think he has the highest potential, the highest upside of any quarterback in the SEC, and potentially even in college football. Baylor, I'm excited. I love DJ Lively at Florida. I had Florida preseason ranked 7th in my rankings last year. It was a dumpster fire. He threw 5 picks against LSU. They didn't even make a bowl game. I still have some faith in him. And then Darian Mensah at Miami. He was fantastic at Duke. Fun to see him with the reigning national champion runner-up. So those are some teams I'm excited to watch this year. Thank you for that question, Lucy. Question number 4. A lot of turmoil at Michigan. What do you think of their chances of competing for a title this year? From Steven Segredo. Thank you, Steven. They have a solid chance. Sorry, my throat is getting sore from all this talking. Sorry you can't see the neon football sign. I think I put that too low. I guess I could fix that. There we go. Don't we want that in it? Yeah, we do. Sorry about that, folks. But, thank you, Steven. But I think they have a decent chance. I mean, bring in Bryce Underwood. I think he was a true freshman last year. He wasn't that good. But that was just because it was his freshman year. Sherrod Moore was never going to be that great coach. I never thought he was a great hire. But now you're bringing Kyle Whittingham. Won 2 Pac-12 championships at Utah. 21 years there. Even in the Big 12, they almost made the playoffs last year. Whittingham's a great coach, and he can bring the best out of Bryce Underwood. Bryce Underwood in his 2nd year now. It's going to be exciting to watch Bryce Underwood. He wasn't that good last year. He had like 11 touchdowns, 9 picks, or I don't know. I think that he might have been worse than that. He's a mobile quarterback, though, which is very helpful. And I think Kyle Whittingham can bring the best out of him. Because although Sherrod Moore was an offensive coordinator, he was never that good. J.J. McCarthy was never good at Michigan. So, I think they have a decent chance, but their schedule is brutal. They host Oklahoma, who's preseason ranked 10th, host preseason 22nd ranked Iowa, host preseason 18th ranked Penn State, host preseason 6th ranked Indiana, and have to go on the road against 2nd ranked Oregon and on the road against 1st ranked Ohio State. So they have to go on the road against the 2 preseason number 1 teams. They host the preseason number 6 team. They host the 18th team, 22nd team, and 10th ranked team. So they play all the best Big Ten teams outside of themselves in Washington, and they have a tough out-of-conference game in Oklahoma, who I'm super high on. Oh my goodness, I fell again. But, so, to be truthfully honest with you, there is some, so I'm not sure. They can beat Penn State, they can beat Iowa as much as I hated it. Oklahoma they can beat, but I would lean towards a loss. Indiana, I predict a loss. Oregon and Ohio State, I predict a loss. So that's like 4 losses right there. So, yes, and then finally no scandals looming over them. No sign stealing, no Sherrod Moore scandal. So, they're more clean now, not having all these scandals. Nothing bad is going on that's being investigated at Michigan. But, still, the schedule is brutal. They have to go on the road to play 2 preseason number 1 ranked teams. They host the 6th ranked team. They play seriously 6th ranked opponents. 4 preseason top 10 teams. It's scary. I think they beat Penn State and Iowa, but the other 4, I don't know. So they're a good team. Bryce Underwood in here too. Kyle Whittingham coming in. It's going to be fun to see. But yeah, I'm not so sure based on that schedule. If the schedule isn't that hard, I'd have more faith. But thank you for that question. Question number 5. Who will dominate the ACC over the next few years besides Miami? If you were leading Florida State, what would you do - change to upgrade the program? If you were, and then also if you were a small, well, he didn't say that, but kind of a different part. If you were a small school like Purdue, what would you do to try and make them competitive? From Gary Busey. Thank you. Clemson, I'm not too high on Clemson. I think Dad was on the hot seat. Oh, just leave it there. But, to me, Clemson, Dabo could just come out angry and be like, whoa, you're riding us off, and they dominate. That's an option. Clemson can come out and absolutely dominate. Who knows? Everyone's running them off. Dabo could be mad about that. Florida State, I think if they move off from Mike Norvell, so kind of like answering that other part of if you were Florida State, what would you do to change, upgrade the program? I'd fire Mike Norvell. And I think Florida State is a prestigious program. You're going to get some guys who want to go to Florida State. You can get a good hire. Move on from Mike Norvell, mid-season, bring in your interim, and hire a great coach. Make a fantastic hire. I was thinking upgrade Gus Malzahn, but he retired, which kind of stinks. But, so if I'm going to be honest with you, I think if Florida State fires Mike Norvell, I don't think they can reach the prestigious level potentially. I wouldn't lean towards them getting back to that prestigious level under Mike Norvell. I would not lean that way. But I can tell you, if they fire him, they're going to get good job offers, and they can get back to the prestigious level. SMU, I mean, this is Kevin Jennings last year. I think he's a dark horse Heisman. But Rhett Lashley is an incredible coach. SMU almost went to the ACC Championship last year if they didn't get upset against California. I think SMU is who I would lean towards the most. But yeah, Florida State, they have to fire Mike Norvell. That's a change I would make. But then to the other part, if you were a small school like Purdue, what would you do to try and make them competitive? Maybe try to copy Indiana and hire a prestigious group of 5 coach, but that is what they did with Barry Odom, and they went 2-10. Maybe give Barry Odom time. Don't immediately already give up on Barry Odom. But Jeff Brom was a good coach for them. But maybe give Barry Odom time. They were 2-10 though. Give him 1 more year, but I don't know. Maybe try to do what Kurt Signetti's doing at Indiana. Try to hire a group of 5 coach, but that didn't work with Barry Odom. But maybe try to get a more prestigious one. UNLV always lost to Boise State. Try to bring in Boise State's coach. Who knows? But what they have to do is the Purdue AD has to not say, if you don't want to win a championship, go to Indiana. Did they just win the championship? I think he realized it was wrong. I think he said he was sorry. But that was the most stupid comments I've ever heard. And they need to stop saying that. Give Barry Odom 1 more year, but then probably just can and move on. Try to bring in a group of 5 coaches. I think Eric Morris can be great at Oklahoma State. John Summerall, Alex Golich. Hire a guy like that. Moving on. Thank you for that question. Question number 6. If you won the Akron promotion and got to script the opening drive of the season, what's the first play you'd call? From Griffin Anto. I think he sent in one of those other questions too, because I remember he sent in 2. But so thank you for sending in 2 questions. But if I won the Akron promotion, let's just go crazy. Hail Marys, flea flickers. I mean, they're already got to the finalists. I didn't even put my name in, obviously. This is just a hypothetical question. But just go crazy. Do some crazy flea flicker, Hail Mary. I mean, it's a bad team. They're playing like Robert Morris or something like that. They're not, or like Oral Roberts or something. They're not playing a good team. Let's just go crazy. Hail Marys, flea flickers. The play I love on Madden, tight end attack. Like, let's just go crazy, folks. Let's just go crazy with flea flickers, Hail Marys. Just go crazy. Unscripted on opening drive. That would be very fun. I wish I would have put my name in a little bit, but it's crazy. But I'm excited to see what people call. Like, are they going to go crazy, or are they going to try to play it safe, or are they just going to go wild? That's going to be fun. I heard that like a YouTuber who does like college football 27 and stuff is one of the finalists. But now to question number 7. But yeah, I just go crazy. Question number 7. This guy sent in the final 3 questions, so thank you, dude, for sending in all those questions. But question number 7. What do you think of the new Pac-12 conference teams? What do you think of the new Pac-12 conference teams? Any surprises there? From AJV. Boise State is obviously going to be the favorite to win this new formed Pac-12. They're the favorite to represent the group of 6 in this year's college football playoff. They got to go to Oregon. But the Pac-12 is just kind of an act in progress. But yeah, I think Boise State is obviously the top team. I predict them to win the Big 12, or Pac-12, sorry, because they're the favorites to win the group of 6. Have been to the playoffs as a group of 5 team. They have also, I mean, they've just been great. Coaches still there. 3-peated Mountain West champs. So then, but for surprises, San Diego State was pretty good last year. I think they kind of fell off at the end, but they were pretty good. What about the old school Pac-12 guys who were actually in the good Pac-12, the Power 5 Pac-12? Oregon State and Washington State, both the first-year head coaches. Iowa State hired Jimmy Rogers, Washington State's coach. Oregon State fired their coach after a dumpster fire year. Maybe their first-year coaches can kind of turn around the program. And maybe those guys can help turn around the program. That would be fun to see. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. San Diego State's a threat. Boise State obviously biggest threat. And what can the old boys, Washington State and Oregon State, do under their first-year head coaches? 2 more to go. Question number 8. Will Northwestern be on the rise with the new stadium, coaches, and money? From AJV again. I think they can be. In 3 years under David Braun, they've got 19-19. They have 2 bowl wins. They were like 8-5, then 4-8, then they had 7-6. I didn't know about the new stadium, but I think David Braun sending them the right direction. Like, not Big Ten championship, not college football playoff, at least anytime soon. But I am seeing something happening. I think David Braun, Northwestern taking them to 2 bowl games. I think David Braun's doing a great job. And he's, like, the 4-8 year wasn't good, but 8-5 in his first year at Northwestern, that's good. 7-6 this past year, good. Like, he's doing a good job. You got to give him credit where credit's due. He's been a good coach. I think, like, not Big Ten championship, not college football playoff, but I think that they'll be on the rise, continuing to get bowl games and go 8-4 maybe. Who knows? Last question. Is there any way the Purdue Boilermakers can win more than 3 games? Again, from AJV. They can, obviously, but it will be tough. Here's their schedule. Versus Indiana State, versus Wake Forest, at UCLA, versus Notre Dame, at Illinois, versus Minnesota, versus Washington, at Penn State, versus Maryland, at Iowa, versus Wisconsin, and at Indiana. Well, obviously, they've won 3 games to combine the past two years, going 1-11, firing Ryan Walters, and then 2-10 with Barry Odom. So they obviously beat Indiana State. I think, well, they have to. If they're losing to Indiana State, there ain't no way. But it says they win more than 3. They have to win more than 3 games. So let's try to find 4 wins in here. Indiana State is a win. Pretty obvious. Wake Forest, it's at home. Wake Forest, I'd lean towards a loss, but you could say that's a win. Let's just call it a win for the sake of this thing. At UCLA, people are high on Bob Chesney, Nikolai Maliva. It's possible. Let's just put maybe. Versus Notre Dame, no, that's a loss. At Illinois, I don't know. I mean, they almost beat Illinois 2 years ago. But really, no, that's a loss. They're not going to go into Illinois and beat them. Versus Minnesota, get the home field advantage. Let's just put them maybe. Versus Washington, no way are they beating Washington. At Penn State, no way. Versus Maryland, maybe. At Iowa, no. Versus Wisconsin, maybe. At Indiana, no. So far we have, well, let's just put a maybe against Wake Forest, okay, instead of a win. So pretty much, Indiana State is the only one we're saying is a win, and we're saying maybe for Wake Forest, UCLA, Minnesota, Maryland, and Wisconsin. Well, so we're saying a maybe in 6 games. I'd lean towards a loss against Wake Forest. Let's change Wake Forest to a loss. I don't think that they beat Wake Forest. They're a solid team. UCLA, I don't think they go into the Rose Bowl and win. Versus Wisconsin, let's say they win. People think Wisconsin's going to be sneaky, but let's just say for the sake of it, they win. So that's 2 wins. Versus Maryland, let's say they win. Mike Lockley could get the team a thing. Minnesota, actually, let's say they lose to Minnesota, but they beat Wake Forest. Let's say that. Let's say they lose against Minnesota and they beat Wake Forest. So I feel like the best path is beat Indiana State, Wake Forest, Wisconsin, Maryland, maybe flip out Wake Forest for Minnesota. But I would predict that they win like 1 or 2 games. Like I wouldn't predict them against Wisconsin, or maybe I would. Might predict them against Maryland, wouldn't predict them against Wake Forest, wouldn't predict them against Minnesota. So ultimately, I bet 2 to 3 wins, 1 to 3 wins. But I think if you're looking at it, beat Indiana State, Wisconsin, Maryland, and either Wake Forest or Minnesota, I guess. But no, I know I would not accept it, but I think that is their best path. Thank you guys for submitting all these questions. It was a blast answering them. Hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. But before we wrap things up, let's get to the trivia question of the day. Category is dubious distinctions. In 2001, which player had the inviolable achievement of leading the NFL in fumbles? Was it A, Aaron Brooks, B, Tom Brady, C, Kerry Collins, D, Donnie Culpepper, or E, Cordell Stewart? The answer to the trivia question is C, Kerry Collins. Collins, the Giants quarterback, led the league with 23 fumbles. He also led the league in fumble recoveries with 7. That's a nice thing, I guess. But that is the answer to your trivia question for Saturday, August 22nd, 2026, and Sunday, August 23rd, 2026. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Just for the record, we're doing Big 12 Monday tomorrow. We're doing ACC Tuesday. We are doing Big 10 Wednesday. We're doing SEC Thursday. Then we're going to do our bowl. I'm going to do bowl predictions, CFP bracket prediction, and Heisman prediction on Friday. Then on Saturday, preview week 0. We are 6 days away from college football. Well, today's almost over, so that'll mark 5. It's going to be great. And college football is right around the corner. The most wonderful time of the year. Thank you guys so much for submitting your questions. I really appreciate it. And tell me how you like this new setup. Really appreciate you guys commenting those questions. Quick thing. Would you like it if instead of doing Big 12 Monday and all that, would we do more Josh Pate style where do a show every Sunday reacting to the games, maybe a Wednesday show kind of in between, and then still a Saturday pregame, Tell me what you think about that. But thank you guys so much for watching this Q&A. Have a great week, and I'll see you tomorrow for Monday show. But thank you so much. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time at College Football Takeover.